I can use a number line, friendly numbers, or the break apart strategy to find differences mentally. In this lesson, you're going to use mental math strategies to subtract with 2 and 3-digit numbers, including using the number line to count up by tens and ones, or to take away tens and ones, using friendly numbers, and using the break apart strategy. In this lesson, you will be building on 2 strategies which you've learned already when adding that involve changing numbers. So first, let's review how to make friendly numbers. So let's take a look at this subtraction problem. 63 minus 49 equals blank. So when we're thinking about friendly numbers, we're actually trying to figure out numbers that are easy for us to add and to subtract mentally. So if I'm looking at 49, I need to find a friendlier number. 49 is a little bit difficult for me. Well, I know that 49 plus 1 equals 50. And 50 is a friendly number. So here's 49, and going to 50 is just one jump or one leap, so that's plus 1. Added 1 to 49, I would also have to add 1 to 63 in order to get the same number, because I can't just adjust one number and not the other. So 63 is right here. If I add 1, that would give us 64. So now I have 64 minus 50. So this is more friendly for me to subtract in my mind. 64 minus 50 equals 14. And if you look at the number line, you can see that from 64 to 50, which is what we have here, it is 14 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And you could see it's the same as if I did 63 minus 49. So here's 63 going to 49. That should also be 14. Let's see if it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It is. So you see that it works. We just use friendly numbers in order to help me to perform the subtraction easier in my mind. Remember, friendly numbers are numbers that can be subtracted easily. Adjusting to friendly numbers is just a trick to help you to subtract or add mentally. In this lesson, you're going to learn 3 mental math strategies to subtract greater numbers. We're going to use a number line to count up or take away. We're going to use friendly numbers, and we're going to break apart numbers. So let's look at the following example. Here's the word problem. A sunflower can grow to be very tall. Dylan is 39 inches tall. She watered a sunflower that grew to be 62 inches tall. How many inches shorter was Dylan to the sunflower? So, of course, first, we need to make sure that we understand what we are asking to solve. So there is the question. The question reads, how many inches shorter was Dylan to the sunflower? So now we know that Dylan is shorter than the sunflower. And we want to find out how much shorter. So how many inches? So let's go ahead and go back to our word problem and reread it so we can figure out what clues we can use to help us. So going back, it says a sunflower can grow to be very tall. So basically, they're just giving us some backgrounds on the flower. Let's read the next sentence. Dylan is 39 inches tall. So that is some information we could definitely use. So in other words, here's Dylan. And we know that she is 39 inches tall. So let's continue reading. She watered a sunflower that grew to be 62 inches tall. Now that's important information as well. So now we know that the sunflower is 62 inches tall. So in other words, the sunflower is taller than Dylan. And you can see because the numbers are written right here. And 62 is definitely greater than 39. Or we can read it as 39 is less than 62. So the question is, how many inches shorter was Dylan to the sunflower? So what we're trying to find out is basically this. So Dylan is the height that's shown here. The sunflower is taller than Dylan. So something like that. What the question is asking us to figure out is basically this distance right here. How many inches is that? So I hope you figured it out that what we're doing is we are comparing the sunflower, which is 62 inches, to Dylan, who is 39 inches. And as you might have remembered, when we're comparing, we can subtract. So we're going to subtract the height of the sunflower and the height of Dylan. So basically it's 62 minus 39. So one way we can solve this is to count up by tens and then ones. So we'll use the number line so we can get a better picture of how this works. So we're going to start at 39. And then we're going to count up to 62. So that's a strategy that we can use. I'm going to count up to 62, but starting with tens. But counting by tens is a very friendly way for me. 10 is a very friendly number for me. So 39 plus 10, that's 49. Plus another 10, that's 59. Okay, so we're going to stop here. We're not going to count by tens because we're almost there to the number 62. So 59, and if I count 60, 61, 62, that was only another 3 numbers. So if you see here, I counted by 10 once, twice, and then I added 3 more. So basically, if I add the lengths of the jumps, I can find the difference. So 10 plus 10 plus 3. And 10 plus 10 plus 3 gives you 23. So 62 minus 39 equals 23. So to answer our question, how many inches shorter was Dylan to the sunflower? Dylan was 23 inches shorter than the sunflower. So in this first way, we counted up by tens and then ones. So let's try this again using a different strategy. Instead of counting up by tens and ones, we're going to take away tens and ones. So remember, when we're subtracting, we're going to start with the greater number, which is 62. And we're going to count back, or we're going to subtract 39. So I'm going to start by taking away 10, because 10 is a friendly number. 10 is very easy to subtract. So counting back, 62 minus 10 leaves me with 52. Take away another 10, that leaves me with 42. Minus another 10, that's 32. Now think for a moment. We have 10, which we subtracted, 10 and 10. So far that's 30. Remember, we want to subtract 39, so we're almost there. So right now, subtracting 30, we're at 32. I'm just going to subtract 2 because that will leave me with 30. So now we have subtracted 32. Just 7 more, and that's 39. So 30 minus 7 leaves us with 23. So what we did here was we took away lengths of jumps to end on the difference. I chose to do it by tens, and then 2 to leave me with my friendly number here, and then the last 7. So either counting up by tens and ones or taking away by tens and ones leaves us with the same answer. So Dylan was 23 inches shorter than the sunflower. Now we're going to try another way in which we can subtract greater numbers. To subtract 74 minus 28, we're going to use friendly numbers and adjust. So here we have 74 minus 28. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take the number which we're going to subtract, which in this case is 28, and we're going to make it into a friendly number. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do 28 plus 2 to make it 30. Now to me, 30 is a friendly number because 30 has a 0 in the ones digit. So with a 0 in the ones digit, I can just subtract the tens. The one stays the same, no matter what it is. So going back, I added 2 to 28 in order to make it a friendly number of 30. Well, since I added 2 to 28, I'm going to have to do the same thing to 74. I'm going to have to add 2 to 74. You might be wondering, why do we have to add to one number and then add to the other number? Well, if I'm adding 2 to this number, that means that I'm subtracting more than I should. So I add more to the number I'm subtracting from. So basically, whatever I do to one number, I have to do the exact same thing to the other number in order for the answer to come out correctly. So going back, so we added 2 to 28. So we need to do the same thing to 74. So here we have 74 plus 2. And 74 plus 2 gives us 76. So now I have more friendly numbers. Now I'm left with 76 and 30. So simply I can find the difference. So now I have 76 minus 30. And that's going to give me 46. So in other words, 74 minus 28 gives us 46. So, just to review, we subtracted 74 minus 28 by using friendly numbers. Now, let's look at this subtraction problem. 36 minus 9. Let's use friendly numbers to subtract this. So in this example, I'm going to show you another way how to use friendly numbers. So in other words, I'm giving you different strategies just so that you can choose the one that you're most comfortable with. So here we have 36 minus 9. Now I'm sure that you know that 9 is 1 less than 10. And as you know, 10 is a friendly number. So instead of subtracting 9, we can subtract 10. "36 minus 10 equals 26. But we minus 10 instead of 9. So then what we have to do is we have to add 1. So 26 plus 1. So you might be wondering, why do we have to plus 1 now? Well, we got 26. But remember, the real problem is 36 minus 9. We took away 10. We took away more than we had to. In fact, 1 more than we had to. So now we have to give back that 1. So 26 plus 1 equals 27. So 36 minus 9 equals 27. Let's try one more example. So let's look at 423 minus 99. Again, we're going to solve this subtraction problem by using friendly numbers. So 99 is not a very friendly number, but 100 is. And 99 is only 1 less than 100. So let's try doing 423 minus 100. That will give us 323. But remember, we took away 100, not 99. We took away more than we had to. In fact, we took away 1 more than we had to. So because we did that, we have to add 1 to the answer that we got, which is 323. So we have 323 plus 1. And that gives us 324. So in other words, going back to our original problem, 423 minus 99 gives us 324. So this is a strategy that you can use if you think you are comfortable with. You can use friendly numbers to subtract. In this lesson, we're going to just try one more strategy in order to find the difference of greater numbers. So here we have 458 minus 136. So we're going to use the break apart strategy. So first thing, we're going to break apart the hundreds. Now if you recall, you'll see this is the place values of each of the digits. So let's begin by subtracting the hundreds. So you'll notice that in the first number, there are 4 hundreds. We're going to subtract the 100 from the second number. 400 minus 100 gives us 300. Now let's subtract the tens. In the first number, there are 5 tens. And that's 50. And we're going to subtract the 3 tens, which is 30, and that gives us 20. Now, last but not least, we're going to subtract the ones. 8 ones, which is just the same as 8, minus 6 ones, which is 6. 8 minus 6 gives us 2. So now we're left with 3 hundreds, 20, and 2. All we need to do now is just to add those up together. So we have 300 plus 20 plus 2, which is the expanded form of 322. So 458 minus 136 gives us 322. So we solved this subtraction problem using the break apart strategy. So in this lesson, you learned mental math strategies for subtraction. You learned how to use a number line, friendly numbers, or the break apart strategy to find differences mentally.